Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday.
Yes, Queen. Happy Tips and Tea Tuesday.
I feel like it's been so long since we've been back. I don't know why I feel like that.
It does feel like it's been a minute. I think because last weekend was just a lot.
It was.
Or
We
weekend
back on
before that.
Facebook.
Yes,
Back on
honey, yes.
Facebook. Back
Back.
on YouTube. Seeing you live on your page.
Yes, ma'am. I'm officially live. So we are working. Everything is a go this morning. Let's go.
Yep. We back in action. Back in full effect.
Yes. And I was just scrolling through Facebook just a second ago and I just saw that today was your anniversary. Happy anniversary, Queen.
Thank
Happy
you. Thank
anniversary to you
you.
and Aziz. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. It's,
You're
it's our
welcome.
wedding anniversary today. 21 years of marriage, everybody. We did it.
Yes, yes. That's amazing. That is amazing because not a lot of people can say that nowadays. So
That
that's
is true.
awesome.
That is very true. Yeah. Good morning to the hubby. Happy anniversary, babe.
Happy
He was on this last
anniversary,
early in the
Aziz.
morning. Yeah, he was on it. Dropped that on Facebook real quick. I ain't even had a chance to brush my teeth yet.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yes, love me some you, sir. We're gonna hang out this weekend. We got a busy week ahead, but this weekend, it's me and you. Me and you.
Y'all so cute.
Hello, good morning. He's in the chat. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning,
Yep,
Freedom.
Grand
Grand
Risings,
Risings.
Freedom.
Freedom in the building.
Yep, that's big boss right there.
Okay.
Good morning, Grand Risings, everybody. Give it a couple minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's all I have to do. Sometimes my old age kick in, and me and technology don't get along sometimes. And then
Mhm.
I'll click something. I'm like, oh, that's what they do.
That's what it does.
It's so simple. Why do
Wait
I
a minute.
complicate things?
Listen, but when you find those things out, it's just like, what? I found out that I could take a picture on my phone a different kind of way, and I was very shocked and surprised. So hey, but it works out. You learn new things, adapt, move on.
That is true. Now I know. I didn't know before, but now I know.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is 8:06. And like we like to say, the queen's got things to do. So we just gonna jump right in this morning. See, you ready?
Yes, Queen, I'm ready.
All right, perfect. So we just want to say good morning again, family, and welcome to another Tips and Tea Tuesday. We are live on Facebook and live on YouTube. My name
Yes.
is Shantella, and I am so excited to be here with you all today. And of course, I'm not alone. I got my beautiful, amazing co-host here, Mr. Teacher Booker.
Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning. And I'm definitely so glad to be here with you all. Today's conversation is one that so many of us are thinking about and going from renting to owning for the very first time with your very first home. So it may feel like a big leap, but we're going to share the strategies to make it less overwhelming and more doable. So we definitely got you.
Absolutely. So, here on Tips and Tea Live, we love to bring the practical tips. We love to bring a little motivation and, of course, some good tea, right?
Yes,
And
honey.
sometimes
The
we be
tea.
spilling our own tea. We be spilling our own tea. That be the tea part. We don't gossip about nobody else, just ourselves.
That part. That part. We just share our experiences and things that we've learned to try to help you make your life a little easier.
Absolutely. So, yeah, let's talk about it. So, we have some smarter programs that can help you with the down payment because today's topic, like C mentioned, we want to go from renting to owning to figuring out what steps we need to take, right? So, whether that be down payment, ways to plan for it financially, or, just some practical ways that make sense, right? So, grab your tea and let's get ready to get started, everybody.
Yes, honey. Grab those pens and pencils and get your little notepads out. Take some notes.
Right? You got your tea, you got your coffee. What did we have the other week there? Some energy drinks.
Yes, Red Bull, whatever you need to get you going in the morning, okay? Coffee, tea, whatever you need.
Right, right. So, if you are renting right now and you want to start thinking about coming up with a solid plan to become a
Mhm.
homeowner, this might be a good live for you to be a part of because we're going to drop some good gems today on how to start those steps, right? At least getting it started if you haven't already done so, right? Are you going to be sharing some quick information about? She's going to touch on down payment assistance programs and some
Mhm.
different things that you can look into. Um, how much you are spending on rent annually and what that
Mhm.
looks like for mortgage payments, how that translates. So yeah, we're gonna jump right in. So I had the blessed task today
The
of
blessed
talking
task.
about our favorite subject, budgeting and saving. I feel like we talk about budgeting and saving like every other episode.
It's
But
okay
it's
though.
something we got to put on repeat because it's such a big part of the foundation. Credit is there, right? Budgeting is a big part. Saving is a big part. These are all foundational pieces. And if you start there, then it's going to get you to the point where you'll have success in reaching your goal. So we got to talk about tracking your spending habits. Where is your money going? Are you using practical apps that's going to help you get there? Because there's a lot out there that you can utilize. We talked about before if you have credit cards, some of the big major credit card companies offer budgeting apps as a tool
Mhm.
for you, right? So I have Capital One, mentioned this before, that they have budgeting tools in there that I can utilize. Your bank, right? You have Bank of America, Chase, SoFi is another one where they have the budgeting tool feature in that account. And actually, you can link your accounts if you have a SoFi, you can
Mhm.
link your accounts to your SoFi account and it tracks all your bank accounts. It can track what's going on in your credit card spending so you can see what's coming out of your account each month, right? So definitely things that we can definitely tap into. If you like the apps on your phone, there's Mint, there's YNAB as well. That helps with that as well. So a couple different apps that you can use to help with budgeting and tracking your spending habits. We've used me and Aziz has used QuickBooks in the past, especially when he's budgeting and seeing what's going on with his business,
Mhm.
that we have with the LLCs and keeping track of that. Because if you're a single member LLC or LLC owner, sometimes that flows back to your personal tax return, so it's a good way to making sure you're just keeping track of everything. So one of the main things you can definitely do when it comes to creating healthy habits is making sure that you're setting a monthly housing goal for yourself. If that's your goal, is to eventually buy a house. So start paying yourself, right? We pay ourselves. We mentioned before about, making sure you're paying the future you, right? Setting up a 401k, having retirement accounts, IRAs. But that future you also includes the homeowner you,
Right.
right? So start paying yourself for that house that you want to be in, right? So what do you want your future mortgage payment to look like? Start setting the money aside for that, right? Building up that emergency fund, one of our favorite words, emergency fund.
Yes, your little nest egg, your safety fund. Need that.
Mhm.
Yes,
Because that's
ma'am.
going to put you in place, where it's going to help you avoid setbacks, especially during the home buying process. Because when you're in the home buying process, just know that there's additional fees outside of just the down payment, right?
Oh yeah.
You have closing costs possibly that you might have to pay.
Section
Before you
fees.
even get to the table, you got to think about also, you might need to get an appraisal. The bank
Mhm.
wants to know what is the value of the home. Is the loan that they're giving you to buy the house, is the home worth that? Right? And usually that's something that falls on you where you have to pay the appraisal fee. You might want to get a home inspection, right? To make sure that the house doesn't have any major issues before you buying it, right? Because this is a big chunk of change you're spending,
Mhm.
Some people are spending 15, 30, 40 years paying off this large expense, right? So you want to make sure you're getting the best value for your money, and you don't want to be walking right into having to put up some major repair expenses like putting on a new roof within the
Mhm.
first month of you purchasing the house, especially if you've already been spending a lot of money just to get to the table,
Right.
right? So having inspection fees kind of set aside, just being ready for that. And, some other things that we don't talk about is when you going to buy a house, sometimes you're looking around for a while. So, you spend extra money on gas, going back and forth to different houses. You might be out and
Mhm.
about spending money while you eating out, you're not at home because you're house shopping. When you buy a new house, sometimes you want to get some different things for the house, newer
Yes, ma'am.
furniture. You might have to buy, you might have extra rooms now, right? That you need to fill up. So just keeping all these things in mind um, when you're looking into that. So doing that and also thinking about cutting back some non-essential expenses.
Yes. We could always cut back on some non-essentials now.
Some
Because
non,
I'm
and you know
sure
what that
we
is for
all have
you.
something.
Yes. I'm not gonna
Huh?
talk about mine
What
anymore.
what
I'm
did you
allergic.
say? What'd you say? I've been doing good. I haven't had any Starbucks. I haven't had any Starbucks. I just have to really cut back on my eating out. I do eat out a lot because it's just me, and I need to start cooking because I would save a lot more money if I wasn't eating out as much.
Yeah, I think that's a thing for everybody nowadays. We work so hard, and we just be tired. You just want to be able to grab something and then spend the rest of your day relaxing before you lay it down for the night. So I get it. I'm there too. But then also we talked about before, do I really need to go on a shopping spree on
Mm-mm.
Shein or Amazon and all these extra gadgets that I'm buying? I was just telling Aziz I want some Ray Bans.
What you want, the Meta glasses? I want some too, but
Hmm. Do
that
I
that's
need
something
it?
I'm gonna have to justify. I'm gonna have to justify
Right.
that in my mind. Like right now, I can't. I can't. But hey, maybe that can be a Christmas gift we can give ourselves.
Maybe. Because I am a gadget person. So I don't go and buy designer purses,
Mm-mm.
right? I ain't spending a lot of money on taking a bunch of trips, but I love me some gadgets. So I love my headphones. I have a Kindle tablet. Then I have the paperwhite version because I like to read. So if I'm out in the sun, I got that version so I can see the screen.
Look at you. She making sure she got it all the way right. I know that's right. But I'm with you, honey. I like my little gadgets too. I like my little Bluetooth glasses, like different little things. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but that's a weakness of mine. I gotta cut back because everything you see you don't need to have. I mean, yes, it would be nice. Yes, it would be convenient, but do you really need it?
That's the thing. In my mind, it says yes, but my pocketbook says no.
In my mind, yes, but in my wallet, it's like, no, no, just wait.
Yes, yes. So keep certain things in mind that, okay, yes, you need to improve your credit score. That's always essential because that's going to also help you get lower interest rates, right? Which is going to save you money in
Yes.
the long run when it comes to buying a house. And then you want to also look into how high is my debt to income ratio, right? Because lenders look at that. If you're over, for a lot of lenders, they don't like to go over 45 to 48%. Some
Mm,
lenders will go as high as 54%, but usually it's coming with some other stipulations, right? You might have to put down more money, right, for down payment. There's different things that come into that. So lowering your debt to income ratio, you might need to look into refinancing some of those credit cards, an auto loan
mm.
if the interest rate is a little bit higher. Let's look into helping you refi those things so it can get your debt to income ratio down. And that's something we can also help you with here at Nove. So teacher and I, anyone from our heavy hitter family, the Nove team, we can help you with getting back on track financially. So it's putting you in the best position when it comes down to home buying.
Yes,
And then a
ma'am.
big one. This is a really big gem. Somebody write this down. If you're on track to buying a house, right? The main thing you also want to do is avoid opening any new credit card and any credit inquiries, right?
Hmm.
Within 6 months of you applying, right? So if you're in that 6 month window, don't go get a new car. You know what I mean? Don't go applying for big personal loans. Watch out for the credit cards that you're opening up, right? Any major things that's going to impact your credit because whenever you put a new inquiry on your credit, it's dropping your scores.
Yes,
And depending on what
definitely.
type of inquiry it is, it can drop your scores up to 70 points, right? And that might sit on your credit for a while before you start to regain and get back to where you were before that new credit inquiry. So definitely avoid doing that. You know, if it's before the 6 months, I would still say talk to your financial consultant or your financial advisor just to see where you at, because if you just start getting your credit back on track and you just started rebuilding, you might not even want to do anything within that year, right? Just to give yourself some time.
Keep it all positive. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
And
always the first step is awareness and knowing where your money is really going, when to track your spending, and then you'll be able to see and redirect that to your home savings plan.
yes, ma'am. And once you see that, that's when the home fund account comes in handy. You can automate your deposits like it's a bill and just have the money just automatically going in there. And then you can thank yourself later. If you don't see it, you don't miss it. Just let it go and let that money stack up. And then also, we do have the high yield savings accounts available through SoFi. So you can go ahead and do the direct deposit there and go ahead and start that fund.
Absolutely. So yeah, sometimes that means cutting back on extras, like she mentioned, subscriptions, fast food. Ooh, fast food.
Yeah. It's not so
The
much the
small stuff
fast food;
add
it's
up.
the good food. I love eating, but that's all right. I digress. That's okay. But
I
definitely,
know I am hotel bougie and food bougie.
I can
Those are
dig it.
my, yeah.
I can definitely dig it. But guys, you definitely want to keep those things in mind. And then there are definitely some different options available out there for you when it comes to down payment assistance when you're looking to get your first home. So we always want to throw out there the FHA loans, the first time home buyers loans. And with the FHA loans, sometimes you can get a down payment that's as low as 3.5% of the purchase price. So that's something that you can always look forward to. And a loan that I like, that I always, every time I see it, I always say that's the one I want. the USDA Single Family Housing Program, which allows you to build in an eligible rural area without a down payment. I want my own land. I want my own space. I want a little Booker compound. Okay. And then also, there's the Home Investment Partnership. That's something that's available. They have federal funds that help state and local governments use for affordable housing. Many local down payment assistance programs, the DPA programs, receive funds from the home program. And then check your state and local programs for assistance. There are over 2,000 different down payment assistance programs across the state, county, and city levels in the U.S. And there's different grants available as well. And these are for low to moderate income households. So if you fit that criteria, this is something that definitely may work for you. And then also, don't forget to check your employer programs, because some employers do offer programs for first time homeowners. Also, too, you can check your 401k if you have a 401k set up through your job, because sometimes you can't take a loan from there for a first time homeowner down payment. And then nonprofit organizations. And if you have a credit union, definitely check with them as well. So you definitely want to check all your options and make sure that you are making smart money moves. And again, we want to segue back to the SoFi. SoFi is offering 3.8% interest. It's a high yield savings account, and it's completely and totally free. We can definitely help you with that. If you're going to save money for your home fund, why not save money and allow it to accrue interest so that way you come out on top? Let your money make money while you're trying to work on yourself and work on your credit.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, C, for sharing that because that's so important. Let your money make some money
Yes,
while you
honey.
working on your credit. You can do both at the same time. Do a savings plan, improve the credit, have a goal set for where you want that money to go and what you want it to do. Because right, money is a tool, but you got to give the tool an action plan in order for it to work.
Yes, ma'am.
If it's just
Yes, ma'am.
sitting there stagnant and not doing anything, is that tool really working for you?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes. Oh,
Exactly.
good
What'd you say?
morning. We got some people in the chat. Good morning, Carmen. Good morning,
Oh,
Gina.
okay, okay. Good
Thank
morning,
you for
Carmen.
joining the
Good morning,
live.
Gina. Good morning,
Hey,
Queens. Happy Tips and
Diamond.
Tea Tuesday.
Yes, happy Tips and Tea Tuesday. Diamond Williams says it's not an easy conversation either.
No, but that's all right though. The queens are here, and we always want to drop gems and be able to give information. And Chantella and I were talking last night, and Chantella said we always provide information, but we don't ever give steps. So we are trying to provide you with some steps to help you and to put you in a better position for your first home. So we definitely want to help you, and we are definitely here to serve. If you need any assistance, you can definitely reach out to us. We're here.
Yes, definitely. And I like what you were saying earlier too about those different programs. See, and even mentioning like your 401k program,
Hmm.
and the credit unions, how they have that. Those are hidden gems, right? Tap
Yes.
into if you have an employer, seeing what they offer, right? That's just an easy ask. It doesn't hurt to ask to see what type of programs that they had. I know when I was working for one of the Hilton brands, they did have a home buying program
Hmm.
that they were offering. And then you could take, if you had a 401k set up, you could take a loan against your 401k, whether it was like a personal loan, you just wanted something for yourself, or if you were looking to use it as a down payment. And typically the interest rate is a lot lower than what
Yes.
you would take out for a personal loan. And you don't pay taxes on that unless you don't pay it back,
Right.
right? So because it's borrowed money, you're not paying taxes on it as long as you're paying that money back.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
So you have something set up through T. Rowe Price or what's the other big one?
I know like
Fidelity.
Fidelity, like mine is through Fidelity.
Hmm.
Um, The last couple jobs I've had, yeah, it's all been through Fidelity. Fidelity is a good company, though. I mean, I like working with them. I've had to borrow against my 401k before, and it's really simple, really easy. As long as you pay it back, like you said, no taxes, no issues. And that's when I went in there to borrow some money at one point in time. That's when I noticed that they had the option if you were doing a first time home purchase. And I said, oh, that's nice. That they do have that option available for you because everybody needs a little help,
Mhm.
and it's nice to have that extra cushion there. If you can't get approved, somewhere else, you can get it from your 401k. So it's nice to be able to have options and not just banking on one option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think when I had borrowed something against my 401k back when I was working with them, and they just do a direct debit from your paycheck. So it's
Yes.
super easy to set up. They usually it depends on what type of loan you're taking, but they mailed me a check to my house. I think they have it now where they just direct deposit it to your account. That's how long ago it was, right? Where they
Hey,
mailed
that's all
the check.
right.
But now you can just get
That
a
is
direct
all
deposit
right.
into your account and they just direct debit your paycheck every month until the loan is paid back, right? But you do have to be actively employed in order for you to qualify to take that loan against your 401k.
Hmm.
That's the other thing, right? For those who have whole life or IUL policies, you can actually borrow against the cash value of your insurance policy as
Oh,
well.
yes. Yes.
hmm So that's another thing that you can do, and then you're basically just paying yourself back, right? There's some fees, of course, depending on who your policy is through, that you might have to pay up front, um, and then maybe on the back end, like I said, it depends on who the policy is through when you take the loan. But basically, you're paying yourself back, and you're paying yourself interest on the loan that you're taking from yourself,
Right.
right? And then typically, when you're borrowing against the cash value on an insurance policy, it doesn't affect the death benefit, right? So if something does happen to you, you know, as long as the cash value is still there, if you took borrowed over the amount, they might have to take a little bit from the death value, but typically the death value is protected for your beneficiaries for the insurance policy. But yeah, just some other things, some other ways that you can look into, especially if you are looking to get a little bit more cash on hand so that you're ready for that step and going through the home buying process. And then,
Yes.
just making sure that you have that long term planning that matters too. See, was you about to say something?
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with you. Yes. The long term matters, the property taxes, insurance, everything. Yeah. So, yes, ma'am.
Mhm. Yeah, factor in moving expenses as well too, right? See, because
Yes.
sometimes we don't think about that. That
Yes.
U-Haul truck don't really be just $20, everybody. It's
No,
more.
no, it's not, honey. Because I know, listen, when I move, I'm not using a U-Haul truck. We're going to use what we got to get where we need to go. Because moving, that stuff gets to be expensive. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
we did as much as we could because we weren't moving a very long distance.
Hmm.
And we took our time kind of moving. We moved into our house. We put a lot of stuff in our vehicles, right?
Yes.
Especially like the smaller stuff, and we kind of just went back and forth to kind of save us money on that end um, with the big moving truck. And then we just used the truck to move like the big furniture, right?
Hmm.
So that's kind of some ways that, if you're not in a rush to move, you can start making smaller trips to the new property that you do end up purchasing to save you some money on moving expenses that way. But we kind of look into different things, right? But get with a good loan officer too after you've taken the time to rebuild the credit and you put the savings plan in place. Talking with a loan officer because they're going to let you know um, where you need to be, right, as far as
Hmm.
monthly payments. So they'll take into account how much the property taxes is for the area for the house, what kind of ratio you need to stay in for that for the property taxes, how much your insurance can be for the home, because it's not just about the mortgage, it's about these other factors as
Yeah.
well too. And
Home
then look,
warranty, different things.
yeah, setting some minds because something does always happen, right? As far as repairs. And when you go from renting, you're used to your landlord taking care of those repairs. Now
Hmm.
you come into home buying, now that's your responsibility, right? And it's life. Stuff always happens. We have moved into the house, and I think maybe um It was less than a year later, and the water heater started acting up. All right.
Mm.
No, it was the sub pump. The sub pump started acting up, and we had to go and fix that. Right. And then not too long after that, then it was the water heater. So
Yes, one thing after another.
it does happen, but it doesn't have to be the end of the world, because at the end of the day, I look at the overall value, what I'm getting from that house, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the house is already building up equity. If I needed to, I can use that equity in the house and use that for other investments, right? I'm also leaving something for my daughter. When I have assets, it actually also brings up my personal value. So when I'm ready to go get some funding, or I need something, the banks are looking at how responsible I am by paying this mortgage every month. So it's easier for me to go in and get other things, right?
Right.
Going in and be able to go lease a car and not have to put money down. So all these things are a factor, right? When you're setting up your life and paying your bills on time, these foundational pieces, you're like, oh, it's such a big expense. This is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna help me.
Mm-mm.
No, it actually helps you, because it's showing that you're responsible as well. And plus, it's giving you something to pass down to your kids, right? Or pass
Yes.
down to the next generation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes.
Let's see here. To our audience out there, drop a house in the chat if owning a home is on your vision board, because we did vision boards back in December or January. So yeah, and that was definitely something on my vision board.
I think I need to update my vision board.
Yes, 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 yes. I need to update mine as well because some plans have changed, but it's all right. We're gonna keep
I
rolling with
feel
the
like
punches.
I feel like I didn't go big enough with my vision for 2025. I think I was kind of playing it
Mm,
safe a little bit.
playing it safe.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I need to go bigger.
go bigger. Hey, bigger and better, baby. Yes, ma'am.
What's a big vision for yourself, C? I know you were talking about doing an RV, but do you have like a dream home that you want to put yourself into?
A dream home?
Hmm.
Um, I'm still up in the air about that because, to be honest with you, I really am not sure where I want to be solidified, where I want to be. Um, but I do know that I do want to travel. But one goal that I do have is I definitely want to renovate my mom's house. Well, my house, shall I say? So that's one goal that I have that I definitely am going to work on this weekend. I'm taking steps toward that. Um, I will be leaving Charlotte in October to go back to West Virginia, so I can't handle that business. But it's a trip for a reason, and I'll be there for that reason. And then after I get that taken care of, I will be back out on my way.
Yeah, I know that's right. C is on
Yes,
her
ma'am.
business, everybody. So yeah, that goal might look different. You might not have a home buying goal for yourself personally, but C has an investment property goal,
Yes.
right? She's renovating her mom's house and get it ready so that she can now rent it out, and then setting that up as something where it's making money, it's paying for itself, it's also providing extra income for her and her family, right? So yeah, your goal might look different, but it's still a goal,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Same here. We have goals to acquire more rental properties, maybe
Hmm.
do some multi-units, right? That's a big goal. Next step for Aziz and I that we kind of been talking about, and figuring out how to take those next steps and walking into that path, right? But yeah, it might look a little different. I think I'm about that digital nomad life right now. I'm like,
Yes.
what does it look like to live over here? I'm okay with living in a condo here, townhouse over here,
Yes. Yes.
going to different countries, different cities, and just exploring the areas for a while. Because we sat still in the same state, basically in the same city for almost 20 years.
Yes. I'm telling you, honey. I mean, it's just goals. I want to get out. I want to see things. I want to do things. And like you said, that digital nomad life. I mean, with the business that we have, we can work from anywhere as long as we have an
Mm.
internet connection, a laptop, tablet, or your phone. You're good. So definitely want to get out and see things. I would love to be able to just pick up and say, "Oh, it's Wednesday. I think I'm going to go to Mexico, or I think I'm going to go to Jamaica because I just can." You know what I mean? So
Right.
that those are the goals that I want. Those are the things that I want to be able to do out of life. You know,
I
I
love
spent a
that.
lot of
So
my
what
life
are
working
goals?
hard, and
Mm-hmm.
we've raised our children, and now it's time for us to enjoy life. Yes,
I'm on
ma'am.
board. Sign me up.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Sign me up. So yeah, definitely the goal is, it might not be buying a dream home for C&I, but it's more so looking like, we want to be able to purchase property where it's going to be paying for our lifestyle, right? So we're looking into investment properties, right? Maybe eventually we're gonna get us a farm, see, and then we'll have
Hey,
our horses and chickens and
listen.
cows running around.
Just call me Farmer CC. I'll be out my garden. Hey, girl, I got some collards over here. You need some? Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Shamir said go bigger. I know that's right. We do need to go bigger.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
I definitely want to be able to travel more and let the properties and businesses that we have pay for what we're doing. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
That is the
That's
goal.
fine.
And, for our audience out there, we do have a challenge for you. We always like to give you a challenge or some type of goal, some task. So here's our challenge. We want you to open a home fund account. Even if it's just something as small as putting $10 in a week, it's a start. And
Mhm.
starting is going forward. So we definitely want to challenge you to do that. We definitely have the free high yield savings account available with SoFi. You can reach out to myself, Teacher Booker, Shantella, Shabazz, or any one of our heavy hitter family, go getters, or Nove family. We can definitely help you with that. If you are going to be purchasing a home in the next year, next 6 months, definitely recommend trying to get you a savings account so that way you can save some money for your down payment
Mhm.
and any of those extra fees, the inspection, or anything that you have, the closing costs. And we want to be able to provide assistance to you. Most banks are only giving 0.1% interest on your savings. Why not get 3.8? And it's free to join. So we definitely, that is our challenge for you, creating that home fund along with gaining interest on your money. That's a win-win. It's a smart money move. So we definitely want to help you with that.
Absolutely. So who's in?
Yeah,
Drop a
who's
home in the
in?
chat if you're
Drop some
in for the
me's in the
challenge.
chat if you in.
Mm-hmm. Drop it in the chat if you're in for home goals. And it might not be buying a personal property for yourself. You might be looking into getting an investment property. Whatever that looks like, right? Just drop it in the chat if you're ready to start that home goal. How many of you already have a separate savings account just for your home goals? Let us know who's already got that journey started. I know some heavy hitters in the chat that's already
Yes,
on it.
honey. Yes, yes.
All right, I'm gonna start one for myself, but definitely some things that you can kind of do while we're waiting for people to respond in the chat. Um, just kind of help you with that roadmap to home ownership.
Mm-hmm.
It might look like a 1 to 2 year plan, right?
Yes,
Especially
ma'am.
if you are coming back from some credit mishaps, right? If you are trying to get yourself to the point where the income shows, right? That might look like you need to set up a 1 year game plan to put yourself in position, right? So month 1 to 3, let's look at budget. Do an audit of your budget, right?
Mm.
What is going on with your expenses? Are there things that you can cut to help get you on track, right? Do the credit review. Look at your credit report again. Right. If you need help with pulling credit, so teacher and I are here, we can help you with pulling your credit and see if there's things that you need to address on the credit.
Yes.
Once you get to month 4, now we look into building up your emergency fund. Right. Now you can always get this started at any time, but look at what you already have. If you've already started one, are you putting enough in there? Right. It's good just to get it going, start putting the $10 in there. But at month 4, let's look at, okay, can I afford to put more in there?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is $10 really enough? Let's add more. right? If we're at that point where we can do that, and start building that down payment account, right? Now, if you got a good realtor, I know a couple of them. I'm married to one of them.
Hey.
Shout out to the hubby again. Happy anniversary, babe. But if you have a good realtor, sometimes they can help you with getting closing costs waived, getting partnered with a really good loan officer can get you in certain programs where you can get down payment assistance, where you might not have to come out of any money at the table for a down payment, or you can get one where it's as low as 3% down, right, of the value of the home. So being partnered with the right professionals can really help save you a lot of money. So if you need help with finding a good loan officer or realtor, let us know. We can actually put you in contact with some great strategies that can help get you where you want to be. Month 6, right? Let's look at exploring those loan options, right? Those assistance programs that I just mentioned. Because now you've been saving, you've been working on the credit. Now you might be ready to start looking into what you can do. Right? A lot of lenders can go as low as a 580, but really you want to be at least at a 620, 630 in some cases to be able to get down payment assistance, right, for your credit score. And then by the time month 12 rolls around, you should be ready to be in the pre-approval process if you're following these steps, right? Now you can start house hunting, right? It doesn't sound too complicated, but it's consistency, it's sticking with the roadmap that's going to help get you there, right? As long as you're following those steps, tracking what you're doing. Sometimes we got to skip the vacation this year if we want to buy the house, right? We had Nita on a couple months ago. She's a travel consultant and a financial consultant on our team. And, she was saying, hey, sometimes I understand you can't take the trip to Bali. You can't take the trip to Mexico, but you can party in your own backyard, explore your city, right?
Yes.
I'm from the Chicago area. I had never went on a tour of Chicago. One year we did it, and I was just amazed at all the fun things that I learned just about the city I had lived in my whole life. So sometimes that just looks different, right? So really taking a look at how much money you're spending, where the money is going, is definitely going to help you out.
Yeah, sometimes when you are or when you have a financial goal, you kind of got to put blinders on and stop scrolling on social media, stop looking at people going on vacations, stop comparing your life to other people's lives because you have a goal, you have a plan that you are trying to accomplish, you have a target you're trying to reach. So who cares about Sally Joe and Bobby Ray over here going to the beach and going to Jamaica, because in a year from now, you're going to have your house. You're going to have everything you need, and then you can take your trips. So don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Just put your blinders on, be financially smart, start packing your lunch, stop eating out, pack your lunch. Just do little things to help you save money, because I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself too. So, we have to be smarter, and I have to start practicing what I preach. So, smart
start
goals.
brainwashing yourself.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You saying smart goals, see?
Yes, smart goals. Smart
Yeah,
goals.
definitely. Brainwash yourself. See, just told you about scrolling on social media. Watch what you liking on social media, right? If you keep liking vacation pictures, it's gonna keep pumping those vacation pictures.
Yes, it is. That
And tempting
algorithm
you
is something else.
yeah, it's gonna be tempting you to book that trip and put it on Afterpay. Put it on Klarna, right? So start looking into liking things about credit building. Like things about what programs, what grants I can apply for to get assistance, right? Financial budgeting and planning, like stuff like that, right? If you're still seeing like vacation stuff and things like that, you can actually click on that post and say, I'm not interested in this. And it'll start changing what it's showing you, right? And start showing you more content with what's aligned with what you want to do, right? So sometimes it's just changing what we're looking at, right? But sometimes I need to be brainwashed, right? Don't show me the vacation stuff right now because I got an investment property goal. I want to invest in some stocks. Show me all that stuff.
Right. Yes,
You got to
ma'am.
get there, right? Start watching the YouTube videos. Tune in to Tips and Tea Tuesdays, right?
Yes.
Talk to talk to
Yeah.
financial consultants about what your plans are. We have a financial needs analysis, right,
Mm-hmm.
that we actually help our clients with here at No Bay, that lets you know like the things that you're interested in and where certain steps that you can take to get started and working towards those financial goals. So, yeah, come up and see us sometime. We're gonna get you on track.
Yes, ma'am. We got you. We got the secret sauce to get you right.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, absolutely.
just want to throw back in there. If you have any credit needs, we definitely can help you to get qualified for your mortgage. So we do have some options available. We have the Mono Bay Disputes Manager, where you can take control of your credit repair journey yourself. And then we also have our referral partner, Credit Life, which is a done for you option that takes the weight off your shoulders. So we definitely have options available for you. We definitely want to make sure that we are providing value for you. So if you need anything, whether that's the financial needs analysis or credit consultation, we definitely have you covered.
Yes, yes. Thanks, C. Any questions, everybody? You have any questions, please drop it in the chat because C gonna get up out of here pretty soon because she got things to do, everybody. We can't hold
Yes,
C
ma'am.
all day.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Can't help me all day. I got things to do. I wish I had some places to go, but I do have meetings and things, people to talk to.
Yes, yes. Yes. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. But yeah, it's definitely I'm gonna sit down here probably this weekend. That's a lie. I'm not gonna do it this weekend because I got plans. I got
I
plans.
know, girl. You got plans this weekend. Yes, honey.
Gotta harass Mr. Shabazz. Um, and maybe sometime this week or next week we'll sit down and we just talk about, okay, what's the goal to get to taking those steps to getting the investment property. So we talked about it. Now it's time to start putting some actual steps in place, right, to get us to that next goal. So for
Yes,
our
ma'am.
audience, for those who are on the home buying track, it's starting a separate savings account. It's taking a look at the credit. Let's put those steps in place. Definitely
Yes.
know that, with the right tools, it can definitely get you home buyer ready, right? Whether you want to DIY it or you have experts to handle a lot of the things that you're doing, because C mentioned the credit earlier. You know, if you're feeling a little lost, you might need a little more guidance. We can definitely help you with getting your credit back on track. But there's resources out there
Yes.
that can definitely help get you approved and get you to where you want to be. So I'm just going to leave it there and just say thank you again, everybody. I don't see any questions in the chat.
No, I don't see any questions in the chat either. I see Carmen said, "Thank you, ladies. I learned a lot." You are so welcome, Carmen. That's what we're here for, Queen.
Yes, thank you for tuning in, everybody. We definitely appreciate your support, and we hope that's the goal, right? We hope that you pick up something from these calls that we do with the tips and tea. But see, got an affirmation for us.
Yes, honey. I
This is one
always
of my
got our
favorite
little
parts of the
affirmation,
show.
our Tuesday morning affirmation. Are y'all ready? All right. So, I am worthy of stability, security, and success. Each dollar I save moves me closer to the keys of my dream home. I am worthy of stability, security, and success. And each dollar I save moves me closer to the keys of my dream home. So keep saving. We got you. SoFi, if you need a savings account, we got you. Just want to throw that out there. So we definitely appreciate you guys. And we do have, so what are we giving away this week, Shantella? What are we
The
giving
whole
away?
house.
The whole house? Okay. Well, you heard her. We throwing in the whole house and the sink and everything. So it's like you can have it all now. But so far, if you decide to start your home fund today with SoFi, Shantella can help you, or I can help you. And again, any member of our Nove team or Heavy Hitter team. But we are giving away a free 3-day, 2-night vacation if you start your home fund today. So there it is. You can definitely
Absolutely.
drop it in the chat, or if you don't feel comfortable dropping your email in the chat, so we can reach out to you, or say me. We can definitely, you can definitely just direct message us, and we will help you get set up with SoFi to get that home fund started.
Sorry, see, I was looking. We had a question pop up in the chat.
Oh, no worries. Can student loans possibly hinder home buying process if they're affecting your credit score?
Yeah, student loans can. It just depends, right? Because it depends on the type of loan. Because there's government backed loans, and then there's private student loan lenders out there as well. If you're in default on the student loans, that can
Mm-hmm.
definitely hinder what you're doing. If you're in deferment, sometimes it doesn't affect you as much, but they do take that in consideration. So sometimes the student loans do go into your DTI, that's your debt to income ratio. Um, it's gonna vary from lender to lender because some of the lenders that I talk to, they do have programs where depending on how much your student loans are, they only
Mm-hmm.
take a small percentage of what you owe, right? And they factor that in. So it's not the
The
full
full
100%
amount.
of it, right? But it varies from lender to lender because some lenders I talk to, they're like, yeah, we do factor that in, right? But it it's definitely depending on which lender that you're going with and how they can kind of figure it to be in your be in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
So if one lender tells you one thing, I definitely say, always double check, get a second opinion because sometimes one lender can't do certain things that another lender can because they have different programs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a few different factors that come with the student loans. Like I mentioned, if you're in default status on the student loans, um, if you have enough income to cover the mortgage payments and any other debts, meaning your DTI is a little bit lower, you still can definitely be in the running to get your loan, right? But if you have some big student loan payments, you might want to look into maybe refining that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting the interest rate down to help get you in a good DTI ratio.
Yes,
And we do
ma'am.
have programs through Nove where we can help you with refining some of those student loans to get you in a good ratio status with your debt to income to get you qualified.
Yes, ma'am. Took the words right out my mouth. I was gonna say Nove student loan refinancing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I think it's with the government back loans, they're usually a little bit more flexible, right?
Mm.
With some of the mortgage programs. So like like some of the mortgage programs don't look at them as much, right? But they have to be the government backed ones. If you have private lenders, right, and the interest rates are higher, that's gonna hurt you a little bit more. So yeah, it's it's definitely depends. I hope that helps. I hope that helps.
Oh.
But she said thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
she
you're
said
welcome.
thank you. So yes, Queen, you are helping, dropping gems all the time.
Yeah, you want to talk to the lender? We got you. Come up and see us sometime. We gonna get you on the right track. Because like I said, the right lender, the right
Mm-hmm.
realtor, the right team is gonna get you on track to get you to the home buying goal.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see if we have any more questions in the chat.
I don't see any on my end.
Yeah, I was kind of
Yeah.
flipping back and forth. Sometimes they're delayed on Restream, but I can see it on my Facebook page.
Oh, got you. Refinance the private student loans, Aziz.
Yep. So Aziz just dropped what we were talking about just a little bit below that you can refi
Refinance.
your private student loans, not the
Mm-hmm.
government backed loans. You can't refi those, but you can refi private student loans. Is what he's saying.
The private student loans. Got you. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. And like we said, we can help you with that at Nove. We can help you with refining those private student loans to get you in that debt to income ratio that you might need to be in. All right. So we did mention we're gonna do the 3-day, 2-night vacation package.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If they start
Mhm.
their home fund, they will get the
Yep.
free vacation. Yes, ma'am.
Come see us. Come set up a high yield savings account with us, and we'll go ahead and get you that 3-day, 2-night vacation package.
Yes, ma'am. You get
Absolutely.
a
Well,
vacation.
until
You get a
next week,
vacation.
everybody.
What'd you say, Chantella?
I was saying bye because I got things to do. I was playing.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We do. We do. Yes, it is 9:55. I'm looking. Yep, it's 9:55. I do have a watch on. But all right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We definitely appreciate the support. We hope we gave you some value today. Hope you were able to learn something. And we
Mhm.
definitely look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
Yes. See you all next Tuesday.
Have a
Love,
blessed